Tendrils of Intrigue. What do I get here? That's a meal. Ooh, okay. I could get a Lorica Noct. Or a Noct Lorica. Lance, Dragoon, Reaper. Ah, okay. Nothing for, like, Bard. Captain Ilbert, your report, if you will. Aye, Commander. Firstly, with regard to the heretic we captured, I regret to say that the man could tell us naught that we did not already know of Shiva. We have since handed him over to the Ishgardian authorities. Henceforth, the Holy See will pursue the matter independently. Our inquiries concerning the Ivy, however, have proven more fruitful. We have ascertained the channel by which heretics acquired their information on the shipment routes. Go on. You will recall the flame we first identified as being in the Ivy's employ. From him, we were able to trace a trail of conspirators, each taking us closer to his master. Alas, the trial came to an abrupt end. Fearing that the investigation had been compromised, we took the necessary step of detaining all suspected of conspiracy. There were 5 on our list, including a flame stationed at Revenant's Toll. The man's primary duty was to keep an inventory of donations from abroad, the particulars of which he would share with benefactors, thereby ensuring that needs did not go unfulfilled. By virtue of his role, he was privy to the details of all shipments bound for the settlement. Needless to say, that included those originating from House Fortemps. He knew the precise route the caravan would take, and he sold that information to a merchant. I think I can guess which one. None other. With a little encouragement, he soon confessed to knowingly aiding and abetting the heretics. Excuse me. Well, that is one mystery solved, at least. But what of the Ivy? Are we any closer to prizing of his mask? I dare say we are, Commander. Our relentless pursuit has forced him to commit a grave error. In a desperate bid to cover his tracks, the Ivy resorted to exercising certain administrative powers available only to high-ranking members of the Immortal Flames. If you consider then that our investigation is known to barely a handful of them, the field of suspects is greatly narrowed. You mean to say that the agent is among Raban's innermost circle? I feel I know who that is. Like, immediately. Like, it just clicked. Someone who has been with him since the Immortal Flames establishment? 'Tis the most plausible explanation. The infiltration likely occurred during the company's founding, with the groundwork for the act being laid beforehand. To slip into a position of authority unremarked, and remain above suspicion all these years. I too was surprised, though I really should not have been. Of the 3 grand companies, Olduz was ever more the vulnerable to infiltration. Both Limsa and Gridania had long-standing armed forces that lent themselves well to the formation of the Maelstrom and the Order of the Twin Adder. To all intents and purposes, it was the same people, loyal ones, mined under the same leadership. Only the banner was different. Not so the Flames. Olduz's military was made up of disparate orders, most of which were glorified mercenary companies that answered only to their own paymasters. Hardly an ideal environment in which to establish something as high-minded as the Grand Company. The difficulties Raban faced when founding the Immortal Flames are well known. Even after he had convinced his fellow syndicate members to share the cost, there remained a small matter of finding enough bodies to fill the ranks. Indeed, And given the pressing nature of the Imperial threat, that meant recruiting every passing sellsword. Amidst the chaos of its founding, it would have been child's play to infiltrate the company. A good deal easier than the now, The immortal flames have ever been caught between conflicting interests, the public and the private. Though the monetarists ultimately agreed to support the organization's founding, 'twas not out of charity that they did so, but simple self-preservation. Had Nail Van Darnas's ambitions been any less apocalyptic, you may be sure that they would never have risked supplying Raban with an army. 'Tis but a wonder they did not attempt to extinguish the flames the moment the danger had passed. Returning to the present. Even as we speak, our Doman allies are shadowing several high-ranking flames, any one of whom could be the Ivy. Desiring to deal a blow against the Empire, the refugees were eager to lend us their aid. I expect to hear from them ere long. Very good. Pray continue your investigation with the first. Meanwhile, have the second attend to the unrest. The third can join the fourth in inspecting crystal shipments. If they notice anything unusual, I want to know about it. Was that a message? If Shiva is summoned in like manner to the other primals, the heretics will be looking for further supplies. Understood, Commander. I shall send word to Sir Amaric, informing him of our success in identifying the heretics' abettors. Hopefully the information will be of some use to the Ishgardians. It is time, Commander. Yes, I am aware. An emergency council of the Alliance leadership has been called. There have been developments in Garlemald, it would seem. As commander of the Crystal Braves, my presence has been requested. I would have you accompany me, Brygarn. As the realm's stoutest champion, 'tis only meets that you be present for the discussion. Oh, and the antecedent has already given her consent, lest you worry. Good, because I don't want to have to go back to her and ask for permission. Not again. Eden's Gate is recruiting. We are veteran and new players friendly who are willing to help. Currently, we have over 450 members and a small house in the midst of with a pool. We offer 24/7 buffs, and we will help you with your crafting needs. Yeah, no thank you. I like to do things my own way. Like me, you are doubtless eager to conclude our business with Iceheart, but until another path to her sanctum is found, she will remain beyond our reach. Minfilia and the Archons are sparing no effort to secure an alternate route. Until such time as they succeed, I suggest we give some thought to the realm's other problems. I shall go on ahead to Gridania in readiness for the coming council. Meet me at Nafika's altar, and we shall make our way to the Lotus Stand together. Yeah, we seem to be going to that place all the same. Well, gotta go back to Gridania. That's where I've been usually going to this past weekends, like, since my last stream. Because I was actually trying out a new class, which was Archer. And I was already having, like, so much fun with that class. Just, like, keeping my distance, I was learning some new controls. And once I hit the next class or next job, Bard, I was like, whoa, what's all this then? What's all this, like, musical witchcrafting? But no, I immediately knew once I searched up a guide on how to do it. Right, the Lotus Stand. It should be nearby, as always. But yeah, I've unlocked the Bard class, and I also went and finished that Blue Mage quest over the weekend. It was Not really that hard, but I haven't even, like, started it yet, so I wouldn't be for certain, like, if I wanted to try it out. My thanks for coming, Bragarn. When you are ready, speak with the conjurer yonder, and she will show us the lotus stand. Alright, alright. Let's go to the lotus stand.
Change has come to the Garlean Empire, and we must discuss the implications.
The rumors are true, then? The War of Succession is ended?
It is. A new emperor reigns in Garlemald.
Who?
A new antagonist.
The birth and all too rapid expansion of the Garlean Empire is commonly attributed to the strategic brilliance of Solus Zosgalvis, yet he did not rule alone. Several members of the royal household also distinguished themselves during his reign. Nevertheless, it was the eldest son who stood to inherit the throne, until his most untimely passing.
I thought us fortunate when I learned that the Emperor had died without naming a successor.
Would that the Garlean Empire had died with him.
"'Twas the grandson and his uncle who had the strongest claims, was it not?
Indeed, yet claims count for little without the power to assert them. High Legatus Varus Ye Galvus is a respected military leader. Not so his uncle.
So young Varus has torn the crown from his uncle's grasp and taken his place at the head of the Empire.
Given the troubled nature of his succession, the new emperor will require time to seal his grip on power. Yet have no doubt but that he shall, for there are none left with strength enough to oppose him.
Since the success of Operation Archon, the remnants of the 14th Legion and the forces occupying Alamigo have done naught but fortify their positions. But you can be sure they'll be ready to march on us again, if their Emperor gives the word.
When, not if. They say this Varus was so set upon Eorzean annexation that he spoke out against the Meteor Project.
Plainly, the new emperor's intentions are of great concern to us all. I propose that we set aside the Cartno dispute for the present, and discuss what measures the Alliance might take to prepare for a resumption of hostilities with Garlemald. Moreover, I move that we re-examine the question of how our former allies in Ishgard might be persuaded to retake their place at our side. Could Eorzea but stand as one, 'twould deal a grave blow to our enemies' ambitions.
Well, I suppose we should be grateful that they have finally acknowledged the inevitability of Imperial attack. Who knows? They may even do something about it. If only the leaders of Ishgard would follow their example and stop hiding behind their gates, praying for the coming storm to pass them by. But that is a discussion for another time. At present, I am more concerned by the fact that the Alliance's mooted preparations will be made known to the Garleans many moons before their coming. So long as the Ivy eludes our grasp, no secret is safe.
Just seeing that new helmet that I brought with me. Which was the same place where I got that axe too. Like, I'm not even gonna see my concerning nods of agreement with my face anymore. Probably not until I get some new equipment. Yeah, so I guess a new ruler of the Empire has risen. After the previous passing. And I feel he's probably gonna have a more vital role in the next expansions. Or maybe throughout the end of Realm Reborn. It will not have escaped your notice that the nations of Eorzea are no nearer to being on one purpose. Despite their protestations to the contrary, plainly the threat of a resurgent Garlemald is not enough to stir them. And the reason for this? Deep-rooted mistrust amongst the citizenry. The nation's leaders can come to all the understandings they like, but their unity means little and less to the common folk. Take the Lemindians, for instance. Though Admiral Merwib outlawed piracy over a decade ago, foreigners still picture the nation as a haven for grog-swilling, wooden-legged cutthroats. In likewise, the Gridanians are mocked as hermits who talk to trees, and the Oldons scorned as swindlers who worship coin. Not that such sentiments are entirely without grounds, of course. Take that pillar of Oldon society, Teledi Adeleji, for example, or Teleji Adeleji, for example. But that is beside the point. The fact is that people are wary of outsiders, whether they have the cause to be or not. On that basis, one could argue that the conflict at Cartano is a necessary evil. Each nation has its own warmongering faction that advocates the acquisition of Omega. In order to placate them, we present them something resembling warfare, and thereby curb their appetite for full-scale conflict. But enough idle musing. Let us speak of a more pressing matter. The Ivy. Since we spoke at the Observatorium, Captain Ilbert has further shortened his list of suspects, and by happy coincidence, the one he deems the most likely candidate is lately come to Gridania. The hunt nears its end, Brygon. All that remains is to corner our quarry. Seek out Ilbert near the Adder's Nest. He will give you the particulars. Should there be any developments in Korthas, you may be sure that I will send word without delay. In the meantime, I wish you success in apprehending the Ivy. Yeah, sheesh. Yeah, we have more pressing matters at hand. I'm gonna have to start, like, cleaning my face soon this week, because I think my mustache has gone long enough that it covers the entire upper lip. of my mouth. Sooner or later, I'm gonna have like a full wizard's beard or something like that. Or maybe a dwarf's beard. My thanks for coming, Scion. Doubtless the commander has informed you, but we have unmasked the Ivy. From this point on, we must proceed with extreme caution. Hell yeah. We have found our culprit. Now, I should be able to wear this. Boom. Holy moly. I look like a freaking sentinel. Or actually, I would look more like Reinhardt. Like, legit. Oh, that would have been so cool, though. Like, have like an Overwatch crossover event in this game. Like, Reinhardt would definitely be Marauder / Warrior. Hanzo would definitely be Archer or Bard. Genji would be Samurai. Kiriko would be Ninja. Reaper would be, Reaper. Would Junkrat be Machinist, or would that be Cassidy? I think it'd be Cassidy, actually. Unless you're using, like, cannons, then that would be Junkrat. Actually, yeah. Going off on this topic here, let's look at the classes here. I forget what Gunbreaker is, but that's not the gun class. That would be Machinist. Dancer? Oh. Oh, what would Dancer be, actually? Lucio. Lucio's Dancer. Pugilist would be Doomfist. Any of these healers. Like, maybe... Lucio would be Dancer. Doomfist would be Pugilist. Or I think... Yeah, what comes after Pugilist? Because Rogue is right here. Rogue would be Ninja, and that would be Kiriko. Astrologian. I think that'd be the new character Juno. Since she came from space. And she's also a healer class, so that would be Juno. Conjurer? Sage would actually probably be Zenyatta. I think. Or maybe, I would... Wait, Lancer could probably be... No, not Ramattra. Maybe Dark Knight could be Ramattra. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look deeper into this for the classes, but that's pretty much the gist of, like, any Overwatch character that could be a certain class for, like a crossover event, if they ever do one. Chasing Ivy. Oh, hang on. Oh, I could get this. This could be for a Bard class. I should have thought about that, like, before I've been doing these quests. Listen well. The spy we have been seeking all this time is none other than Flame Marshals Aline Royale, Raban's second in command. Prior to joining the Immortal Flames, she was a mercenary of no small renown. They say her skill with a polearm had to be seen to be believed. Of Ishgardian birth, she is the highest ranked foreigner in the Immortal Flames, barring the Flame General himself, of course. When he formed the Grand Company, Raban chose people based on their worth. Whence they hailed was of no interest. The Monetarists saw things differently, however. Having funded the enterprise, they reserved the right to reject candidates nominated for high-ranking positions. And 'twas no secret that they did not favor foreigners, Ishgardians especially, after the way the Holy See forsook the Alliance. Yet the Monetarist did not raise so much as a murmur of protest when Roeal was appointed to her post. Passing strange, is it not? Could it be that the Ivy has some hold over the Monetarists? And we just vanished. She could definitely see me in my bulky-ass armor. Come on. But these revelations are secondary to our current mission. Of foremost interest to us is Roeal's presence here now. As you may be aware, it is the duty of the Flame Marshal to command the Immortal Flames in the absence of the Flame General. While Raban attended the Council of Alliance Leaders, she should have remained in the Hall of Flames. The woman has no business being at Gridania, yet here she is nonetheless. On some presence she is up to something. Mark my words. Even as we speak, I have a dozen men trolling the Flames' records for evidence of Roeal's guilt. But if we can catch her red-handed, we shall have all the proof we need. Which brings me to the plan. I have people watching the city gates, the airship landing and the docks, even every point of Egress. She cannot leave without our knowledge. All that remains is to shadow her until she betrays her true purpose. Can I rely on your eyes, Scion? Nod. I love when that happens. You have my thanks. Let us go then, and take care not to alert our quarry. I love when that happens. Just nod. I was seeing like a band playing here over the weekend, and the people that were named were very similar to the names of the majority of the Fire Emblem main characters of the series. Like, I saw the names Marth, Robin, Byleth, Roy. I think one of them was Lysander, but I don't think that's a main character, is it not? But I bet you they were all like doing bards and they were playing like Fire Emblem music in that spot. I would have known. I wish I could do my own. I wish I could do like a song on here. Like, wasn't it that you can import music into this game and you can like perform a song with it? I want to know how that works. Roeal is headed in the direction of the Blue Badger Gate. With me, Scion. Alright, let us go. So Roeal has entered the Carline Canopy. Meeting someone perchance? Or could it be she means to board an airship? Pray look for her within. If she is not on the upper floor, try the landing area below. One of mine is stationed there, and she may have seen something. Ephemy is her name. I shall remain here in case Roeal appears. Rygar and Mistral, such an unexpected pleasure. What brings you here? A social visit, you say? How pleasant. Oh, she didn't come this way. I've noted every passenger, and none bore any resemblance. Well, don't let me keep you. Huh. Maybe she went into disguise, or maybe she's in hiding. Yeah, she's not even here. Nowhere to be seen, you say? And you are sure she did not aboard an airship? She did not come back out either. Where in the seven hells could she have gone? The Roost! How could I forget? Greetings, good sir. May I interest you in some Montoy tonic? A cup a day imbues a man with great vigor. If you take my meaning, heh. Perhaps another time, friend. Wait. That necklace. You were a shinobi of Doma. The woman you seek has left Gridania by way of West Shore Pier. She was attired as a merchant, but these eyes are not so easily deceived. You may wish to take your search to the East Shroud. Rest assured that we shall continue to support you from the shadows. Oh, that is cool. It was one of the Domas. Thank the 12 for the Domans. Were it not for their unique talents, Roeo would have disappeared without a trace. Yeah, thank God for them. Ugh. Thank the 12. In flagrant delicto. Our hunt leads us to the East Shroud, Scion. I suggest we follow Roeo's example and take the ferry from West Shore Pier. You'll doubtless wish to take certain preparations. See to them while I go on ahead. I shall wait for you at Sweet Bloom Pier. Alright then. I do have to go to the pier. Yeah, like, I could just teleport. I've also seen that, like, if I use my mount and fly, I could just easily go from one pier to the next without having to go on a boat. I could just literally fly over there. And yeah, I did pick up a new mount. Take a look at this behemoth. Yeah, this was actually collected by doing achievements in this game, and you can go to, I guess, like a rewards collector from an NPC in Gridania. And you can get like certain amount of minions and mounts for just an amount of, like, I guess it's like achievement points. Let me see. It would be under character. This stuff, achievement certificates, you get those, and you get, like, points for it to spend on good rewards. And I think there was, like, a couple other minions that I did grab here, like Minions of Light, Wind-Up Leaders, Beady Eyes, a Behemoth Heir, I think. Wind Up Odin. Like, you get some, like, cool shit. Or you get, like, some cool stuff. Including this Behemoth mounts, which I wanted to get. This way, my friends. Your quarry makes for the Hawthorne Hut. If Roeo is truly the one we seek, we can expect that she means to make contact with her Garlean masters there. An explanation is in order. You are no doubt aware that the Garleans have their own method of communicating over great instances, or distances. Well, our ingenious friends at Garland Ironworks have provided us with devices which disrupt these communications, and we have installed them around the city-states. In so doing, we have made it difficult for the Imperial agents to correspond with their masters. Roeo would thus have no choice but to rendezvous with her Imperial contacts directly. Yet, as a well-known face in the Immortal Flame, she cannot move about Thanalan without being recognized. It would only be a matter of time before someone saw through her disguise. 'Tis for this reason, I believe, that she has chosen the Black Shroud for her clandestine meeting. The Elysian are a common sight here, and her comings and goings are not like to turn any heads. As my scouts tell it, Garleans have sent agents with a mind to destroy the devices and render such direct contact unnecessary. Fortunately, our shinobi have thus far been successful in rebuffing their efforts. This is it. We need only make for Hawthorne's hut and catch Royale in the act. Okay. I mean, I just passed there, so let's let's run back. I was gonna say, Hawthorne's hut, is that where Buscarian is? How would I know so well about how would I know so well about Gridania more than anything? My people report that our quarry has departed for the Bramble Patch. The ivy returns to the gnarls whence she came, but perhaps it is all for the better. To convict someone of her standing, we will require damning evidence against her. What could be better than to catch her in the act when she meets with her Garlean masters? My countrymen and I shall lie in wait in the shadows. Tread warily, my friends. Alright, it's the Bramble Patch. Just beyond, Royale is in conversation with an individual clad in the manner of an adventurer. An imperial intermediary, no doubt. This is it. With me. Oh, we're not gonna surround her? Aha! Flame Marshal Elaine Royale, you are under arrest for treason and espionage. You were followed, you bloody fool! Damnation! Oh, it's the Domans. We have you surrounded. You are unarmed, my lady, and scarcely garbed for battle. But if you wish to fight, you are welcome to try. What is the meaning of this, Captain? Would you arrest me for strolling in the Twelveswood? When I last looked, there was no crime, and neither was conversing with passing strangers. You would feign ignorance, then. Very well. If you do think of something to say, there would be plenty of time to say it later. Now come quietly, or shall I make you wish you had? I will offer you no struggle. After all, I have naught to hide. It's that easy. We caught her red-handed. Whew. And look, a tree. I don't want to die like that. Not by a tree. Even a warrior of Royale's renown could not have hoped to escape by force. Despite her claims, her surrender does not bespeak innocence. but an awareness that her position is untenable. With the ivy thus uprooted, it is to be hoped that the tendrils she entwined around the immortal flames will gradually wither and die. Mayhap then the people of Ul'dah will have the grand company they deserve. But let us speak of the present. If I may ask, what will you do now, Brygarn? So the Scions seek a way into Iceheart's sanctum. Then I dare say you are eager to return to the Rising Stones. Pray do not let me keep you. Fear not, my countrymen and I shall tend to the aftermath. You need not waste your talents here. And speaking of talents, have you considered training in the arts of the shinobi? You have an aptitude for it, I believe, so please give it some thought. Till next time, my friend. I wonder if that dialogue changes if we actually are a ninja class. Or maybe that's something else. Welcome back, Brygarn. I understand that Alphinaud had a task for you. May I ask what it was? Charges of treason and espionage against Aline Royale? I can scarce believe it. Could there not have been some manner of misunderstanding? No, it avails us not to dwell on it. Whatever the truth may be, we must trust to the authorities to uncover it. Let us speak of another matter. I am pleased to report that we have made progress in our efforts to find a way into Iceheart's sanctum. Hell yeah. Do. A simple plan. Hey, I get bacon broth. Ew. Wouldn't this just be like grease? Bacon grease? As you may recall, Iceheart used the aetheryte in the deaths of Snowcloak to teleport a short distance to the west, most likely to a sanctuary of some description. It is there that we suspect she means to summon Shiva using the crystal she stole from the House Fortemp's caravan. The heretics believe that they are bringing about the second coming of their patron saint, but if, as we suspect, they mean to hold a summoning ritual of some kind the kind employed by the beast tribes, it seems likely that the result will be something more akin to a primal. Suffice it to say, they must be stopped. And stop them we shall. But first we must surmount the obstacle that Iceheart has placed in our path. Ordinarily, it would be a simple matter to tap into the established Aethernet and thereby follow our quarry. However, despite our best efforts, we have been unable to ascertain the position of the aetheryte to which she teleported. Our prevailing theory is that she destroyed the second aetheryte upon arrival. A reckless, desperate measure, but also an effective one. After discussing the matter at length with Urianger, we have concluded that we lack the expertise to develop a solution. Which is why we have called upon the aid of one who does possess such expertise. A colleague of ours who is currently en route to Revenant's Toll from Charlian. She should be arriving within an hour, in fact. Since you are here, mayhap we could welcome her together. I am certain she would appreciate the gesture. Let us make our way to the northern gates and await her coming. Okay. Yeah, after going through, like, the Bard and Archer classes, too, I found myself more accustomed to going through dungeons with other people instead of NPCs now. Like, I've finally found myself more comfortable doing that, and that's a good thing. Because I could definitely see some of the people that are far more stronger than NPCs themselves. Can I do this, actually? Is there more token exchanges? No. Okay. Like, there is actually stuff that I actually want, but I need the tokens. Which means I'm gonna have to keep doing more dungeons and raids to get that stuff. I can't just keep repeating the Ramu boss just to get them. That's like small talk. It's actually arriving by caravan. Oh. Who are you?
Minfilia, am I right?
Oh. Sorry, I just got swooned. Oh, who are you?
None other. I bid you welcome to Revenant's Toll, and to thank you for traveling so far on such short notice.
As if I could ever say no to Urianger.
Moonbreeder is an accomplished Sharlayan scholar, and an authority on aetherite technologies.
Moonbreeder.
She has played an invaluable role in our search for a means to capture Ascian souls.
Charmed, I'm sure.
Oh my god, I immediately love her. Jesus. I'm just like, tall woman. It looks like she only appears in Realm Reborn here. Her voice actor is Laura Post. Let me see what she does. Fire Emblem Engage as a Yunaka. Detective Conan. Oh, shit. She's fucking Catherine. She's Catherine from Fire Emblem Three Houses. That's why I got so swooned by her. Oh my god. Because I also love Catherine in Fire Emblem. That's so cool. I guess I just like the tall, strong, big woman, like, big roles. Like the big woman type. Either fat or strong. Or burly. That's probably also why I like Zarya in Overwatch. Let us return to the Rising Stones at once, then. We have much to discuss. Ooh, okay. I gotta keep my cool. Gotta keep my cool. Oh my god. Hello, my fair lady. Let us press on with our discussion, shall we?
Moon! Gods, it's been ages!
Oh, longer, sister.
A joyous reunion indeed.
Well, of course it is. Moon and I are like twin sisters.
Save in appearance and aptitude.
Everyone, if I could have your attention. We have with us an esteemed guest who has come from Sharlayan to assist us. I bid Moonbreeder join us here that she might share with us her extensive knowledge of aetherites. Also, as many of you are already aware, she has been overseeing our research into white auracite, a sample of which she has been good enough to bring with her.
Well, I had to come, didn't I? You'd have to be bloody daft to turn your nose up at a chance like this. Where better to conduct my final tests than a land so steeped in ether you can taste it?
You can definitely see how powerful she's making their voice go through in here, compared to the other voice actors I've been hearing.
'Tis plain the passage of the years hath done little to dampen thy youthful spirits.
Like, not that I'm complaining about the other voice actors, like, they're doing a good job at them. It's just some people Cough cough, Sid.
And nothing at all to reform thy youthful manner.
Oh!
Oriange, where in the hells have you been hiding?
Hey, we didn't get a hug.
Unhand me.
Unhand me, woman.
I come all this way, and that's what you have to say to me. I much preferred when you were pleading with me to drop everything and hurry to your side. What was it you said? None save thee can satisfy this need.
Go on.
Yes, do tell us.
Thine artless attempts to misrepresent mine all too innocent motives do thee little credit. Mine intent, as well thou knowest, was but to impress upon thee the gravity of the circumstance. Lest thou doubt, a deiform entity shall shortly be summoned, save if thou and no other grantest my compeers thine aid.
You still haven't found it, then? Your missing aetherite?
We have not. No. We know that Iceheart teleported to an aetherite not far from the first. Yet even after careful analysis, we could not locate the second beacon. We now suspect that the heretics destroyed the second aetherite to impede our pursuit. Our allies continue to scour Snowcloak for Iceheart's sanctuary, but we have no guarantee that they will find it. Yet it must be found, for even now Iceheart prepares to call upon Saint Shiva.
I'm sorry, but if the aetherite's been destroyed, then that's that. Although, you're absolutely sure she used the first aetherite, are you? She didn't just use teleportation magics?
One of our own bore witness to her escape. I can say with absolute certainty that Iceheart used the aetherite.
In that case, there might be a way, so long as the ethereal current is still flowing.
Truly? How?
We use the current to recreate the beacon. As you know, aetherites are a bit like lighthouses. We use them to reconstitute our physical forms when crossing the ethereal sea. Without them, we'd lose all sense of direction and our essence would dissipate. However, we don't rely solely on these beacons. There are currents of ether which flow between them, currents which help guide us to our destination. Now, these currents will gradually dwindle away to nothing if an aetherite is destroyed. But if even a sluggish flow remains, we could theoretically use it to direct a surge of concentrated ether towards the void left by the beacon, and thereby fill it up again.
Like opening the floodgates to fill a dry riverbed. Though, correct me if I'm wrong, but would we not need a veritable reservoir of ether?
In concert, we might manage to channel a sufficient volume, yet that is not my chief concern. To direct the flow of so great a volume of ether with the requisite precision would be a nigh impossible task in itself.
I barely succeeded in facilitating travel to an unattuned beacon. That which you describe sounds considerably more difficult.
And dangerous. Every person who has attempted to teleport in this fashion has died in the process. They, however, did not have white auracite at their disposal. I can use it to channel all the ether you can give me into the aetherite. However, white auracite cannot retain ether for an extended period of time, so we would need to infuse it immediately beforehand. Just so you know, I'd confidently give this plan better than even odds of success. And if the worst comes to worst, your people won't suffer.
Though it risked the lives of our best and brightest, we have not the time to seek other options. If the ethereal current still flows, we shall carry out Moonbreeder's plan.
That's the spirit. Let's roll the dice.
Sorry, girl, that's the wrong game. I would have been actually shocked, too, if she also voiced Karlach in Baldur's Gate 3. But, no, that's an entirely different voice actress. The instruments of our deliverance. I have already informed Alfino of our plan to recreate the beacon in the manner Moonbreeda described. He agreed that despite the inherent danger, it represents our only hope of success. It's gonna work. I just know it. He also said that he wished to meet with you at the Snowcloak before proceeding. I expect you will find him waiting for you there when you arrive. I want you to know that I appreciate everything you have done on our behalf, Brygarn, and that I have faith in you will return to us, as you always have. Well, I'm sure I can come back. Alright, we're back at Snowcloak. I think this is actually where, like, we go from here, too. Good to see you, Brygarn. I was starting to wonder if you were having second thoughts. When did I ever have any second thoughts? I would just put it on hold. Captain Ilbert sends his regards, by the way. He attends to the interrogation of Elaine Royale in Ul'dah even as we speak. But I shall not distract you from the matter at hand. We can discuss the IV upon your return. I trust that, by which I mean to say, the others are waiting for us at the Aetheryte. After you, Scion. So we pretty much just skipped through the dungeon to get to the end. There, it's ready. That's not how you hold it like that. How did they constrain it like that? That was a little bit of an animation error. Huh, it worked, I think. Try attuning to the Aetheryte now. Feel for the currents and try to locate the beacon. Nod. That should do it. We have done all we can, Brygarn. For now, let us withdraw. When your final preparations are complete, you must seek out the beacon we have created. If, by the grace of the 12, you arrive safely, you must stop Iceheart before she summons Shiva. So, I think we just created a beacon location. Like, we just created another location on going into the Aetheryte, I would think. We cannot ignore the possibility that our actions have alerted Iceheart to our plans. Should that be the case, she may attempt to hasten the completion of the summoning ritual. And if she succeeds, you will have little choice but to face Shiva in battle. Knowing little of this saint, I cannot say if your own strength will suffice, and so I would encourage you to call upon your allies. Some may have reservations about wagering their lives on the success of Moan Brida's experiment, but others will surely agree that desperate times call for desperate measures. Before you assemble your party, pray speak with that knight. I believe he has a message for you from Sir Aymeric. Okay. So I think it's gonna have like both Shiva's fight and also the dungeon. Sir Aymeric regrets that he could not be here in person and asks that I read you this letter. Ishgard faces an unprecedented threat, yet in our hour of need, it is not her knights who stand poised to defend her. Rygard Mistral, the warrior of light, savior of Eorzea, your deeds this day shall not be forgotten. Where others would flee, you choose to remain. Where others would falter, you rise to the challenge. Where others would use their gifts for selfish ends, you wield yours in service to a greater cause. May Halon bless you with good fortune and see you safely home. Hey, look at that. So now we can do the Shiva fight. Is it here? Yeah. Yeah, it says like I can either do Snowcloak or enter the Ak Afa Amphitheater with a party of other players. Like so. For as long as their nation has warred with Dravania, there have been Ishgardians who instead chose to ally themselves with the dragons. Shiva is said to have been among the first, hence why the heretics revere her as a saint. That Iceheart and her followers intend to summon Shiva with the crystals they have stolen is plain. But is this unprecedented act even possible? If so, Ishgard, if not the entire realm, is in grave danger. Okay, let's do this. I'm ready for the next fight.